One live. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're great wherever you are. I'm certainly great because I love hanging out with great people. I love having really amazing conversations. So that's what this is going to be. So if you've ever thought to yourself, will I ever become successful? What does it take to become successful? Myself and the amazing Madelin Dior are going to dive into that. So if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, do ask us any questions as we go and let us know that you're here. You will have to give permission to StreamYard. So do all that good stuff, get involved. And I'm going to introduce my guest to you today. So Madelin Dior is from Denmark. She's a coach who works with high value women. She helps them with wealth creation. And Madelin, why don't you introduce yourself? Because I'm sure you're going to say a little bit more than that as well. And thank you so much for taking the time out to have a chat with us today, all the way from Denmark.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Maura.
You're
So what
welcome.
to say about myself, because we totally didn't prepare. And I love that because we're just going with the flow. So who am I? I am transforming myself every single day. And I am really not committed, but more like obsessed with helping women creating wealth from within, because it's so easy to create it from the outside and in, right? But then we will struggle with our internal things, with our feelings. So like becoming a channel so the information can come through you. This is what I'm a clairvoyant business coach. I help my clients make the biggest quantum leaps of their life. And last year, during one of my most difficult times in my life privately, I made the biggest quantum leap of my life because we did. And when I say we, it was just my assistant and I and my phone. No ads, no nothing, nothing. No, not even a computer or a team. So we did $1 million in 10 days. Our
Wow.
goal, yeah, that's out of this world, right? Because, and I mean, to understand how big of a leap that was for me, um, I spent 7 years before that to create the same amount of money, you know.
Mm.
And then we decided, let's do something totally crazy. It's not about the money, but the money is nice, right? We could all use the money. It's not about the money. It's about becoming. It's about how much can I grow in 10 days. And at the same time, show my clients, how to be an inspiration for that. Because that's what I teach. That's what I hope to be an inspiration for. The growing, right? The embodying. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think anybody listening to that, it's going to take them a moment to comprehend what you've just said because that's stratospheric results. And
Yeah.
what I love about what you've said so far, Madeline, is the obsession and opening yourself up to be a channel to receive, which I think is one of the biggest blocks that women have, that it's there, but are you allowing it to come in? Are you giving it permission and giving yourself permission?
Exactly. Yeah. And one of the biggest, let's call it obstacles or whatever, that I see everyone have, including myself, is the let it, I mean, we hold on to too many things, too many people, too much past. And when we are willing to and able to letting go of that, we create space for the new results, for the new life to really land in our reality. And the way we attract that like a super magnet is it's the embodiment. And how do we do that? Because it's so fluffy, right? To become
Mhm.
body, but we do that by stop allowing things, people, patterns, thoughts, emotions, past to be in now.
Mm.
You're letting go, right?
I love that. And can you give an example? I see there's three people watching us, so say hello in the chat and stay tuned to this conversation because this woman is sharing absolute gold with us today. And so far in the conversation, please note that there's nothing complicated or tactical or Facebook ads or anything like that. Like, this is clearly something that we all have in us, so please stay tuned to this because this is going to get really good. So can you tell us something practical in terms of like letting go? Like, give us an example of something that could be holding somebody back in a major way, and it could be a momentary release. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it could. So before I come with examples, I just want to remember to tell everybody here that I'm a single mom.
Mm,
My boy is home 24/7. I don't have much time, so which means for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been working between 5 and 10 hours a week. And in launching times, more hours, of course, but in no not launching times, almost no hours. So in between 5 and 10 hours, and I know that because I count, because that's what I teach how to do, how to work very little and earn very much. So it's just
mm,
thinking, yeah, yeah, anyone could do that if they have time, and I'm just gonna work 70 hours a week. I've never worked 70 hours a week in my life as an entrepreneur, never, because I don't have
mm,
that. So that's what I want people to know as well, because a quantum leap doesn't involve a lot of time. A
mhm,
quantum leap involves a decision.
mm,
So the decision is the most important. And when we make a new decision, it's the same as making a decision as letting go to everything that is not aligned with that decision. So
mhm,
an example that I always do in my own life is to declutter.
mhm,
And when we get more advanced in decluttering, it becomes not easier, but actually more difficult, because then we need to let go of things and people that we love, but that are not aligned.
mhm,
Right? It's not easy. It's easier to let go of drama in relationships, things, material things in our house that we don't love. It's easy. But when we enter, higher levels of consciousness, it's about letting go of what you hold on to because you love it. But actually, it's not love, it's just attachment.
mm,
Yes. So I'm just in the process now. I've been there for a long time because I'm quantum leaping. That's who I am. And also when I find it difficult, I remind myself that nature is quantum leaping naturally. So we just need to become in sync with nature. And how do we do that? By not holding on. I mean, a flower doesn't think about how do I bloom? It just blooms, and we all know this example, right? But it cannot bloom if if it's not in the right soil. And our soul as human beings, it's our home, it's our relationships, it's the quality of the conversations that we have with our relationships. So
mhm,
I love people. It's not easy, but it's a decision. So I've decided it's not difficult.
mm,
From my soul, from my intuition. So I let go with love, and I tell them. I tell them. And that's the part that most people are not willing to do. Yeah, but we have a story. I love to drink coffee with her, and yeah, that's nice. That's nice. But I mean, don't you can't force people to keep, I mean, to follow you if they don't want to grow or if they can't. So stop hanging on to these people, because we become who we surround ourselves with. Everybody here knows, right?
mm.
And
Yeah.
then we have some thoughts. That's one of the things that we're limiting ourselves with. Our old stories about what is not possible. And
Mhm,
in the world, everything is possible. So we need to operate from our edge, from where we
mhm,
have butterflies in our stomach. It feels exciting. So there's high energy, high vibration, because if that's not, the quantum leap will just not happen, because if we're operating from our comfort zone, everybody here knows also that we will get the same results as we have, made until now, because that's logical. If we want to grow, we need to expand, and we can only expand if we challenge our limits.
mm.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was concrete enough.
No, I mean it's refreshing and it's really inspiring to hear everything that you're saying. And
Yeah.
when you talk about expansion, this is expansion and thinking what's possible.
Yeah.
So, for example, you said that it took you 7 years before to create a million, and then you created a million in 10 days because
Yeah.
you expanded your thinking into a person who can create that type of result, right?
Yeah.
Mm. And was it a case because you said that you made the decision?
Yeah.
do that. Did you actually make a decision that you were going to do it in 10 days, or did you make you did?
Yes. So let me tell you about the process, because I think that's very valuable to people because it's very concrete. That's the
Yeah,
process
okay.
that I go through every single time, and I teach my clients how to do it.
Uh-huh.
We know from science that
Well,
it takes,
before you say that,
yeah,
I just want to reiterate to anybody who's watching right now what Madeline has just offered to do. So if you're watching this, put a thank you, show some gratitude into the comments here. But she's literally talked, like just said that she's going to share the process that she went through to create this result. So thank you. But I just want to make it very clear to people, because I think when people listen to a conversation at this level, they're kind of like, what?
yeah,
Huh? But pay attention, grab your pens.
yeah. So first of all, we must allow ourselves to not be attached to amounts of money. It's just a number. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just so we started by me and my assistant by, okay, let's make a quantum leap. We need something new to happen now. And then we know I need to get out of my comfort zone. And I love that. Most people don't love that, but I love that. That's what excites me. I love it because my energy becomes really, really high. And then I contribute big time to my people. So I always get very excited when I feel ready for that. So we decided that. And I was like, then my Facebook ad account got disabled, got canceled because they told me I've done something wrong. I've not done something, anything, never.
I know the feeling, been there.
We didn't run ads at the time for the last 1.5 years, so I know for sure I didn't do anything wrong. So they just closed it. Okay, so that was not the one to use. We didn't have time to use our list. It's not a huge list. I think we had like 7 or 8 or 9,000 people. But and the reason why I doubt that is because I never really used my list a lot. I
Wow.
only used organic social media posts on Facebook. And then my computer broke down. And I was like, okay, I'm used to that because I interfere with these vibrations, and sometimes technical stuff, actually very often, they break down. Okay, so I still have my phone. I had two phones, so one of the phones broke down.
Oh
And I'm
my gosh.
gonna do it, and it's just a sign of a quantum leap. So my assistant that knows me very well, she asked me, okay, so what is your goal? I said 5 million Danish. That would be half of, yeah, no, that would be, let me just think, I need to convert it from Danish, right? So I said, okay, my goal would be how much is that? Half of the amount, right? Half of
Mhm.
500,000. And she said, how do you feel about that? I feel like it's impossible. Okay, and we know it has to be an impossible goal because
Mhm.
otherwise we won't come out of our comfort zone and stress ourselves. Do you think,
Mm.
she asked me the most important question that I have taught her to ask me, do you think you can reach it? I said yes. Okay, it's not the right goal. And she was laughing. It's not the right goal. And I knew that. So she was like, what about 7? Yeah, maybe. She said, you know what? We're going to double. And then I instantly got the reaction in my stomach and, like, shit. Okay. And then we both knew from my reaction, it's the right goal. And I was like, holy moly, how? I mean, how? And when you're in a state like that, you have no idea how to reach it. That's the right goal for a quantum leap. If you want to be extreme like me and test yourself and have fun at the same time, right? Because we
Mm.
need to enjoy the process. So we were like, okay, so we're starting tomorrow. How? I have no idea. So no plan, no strategy, no nothing. But I'm really good at strategy because I'm educated in business and everything also. Um, so we decided that I should jump on a live on my Facebook page with 9,000 followers back then. So I did that, and 99 people signed up, and we started the day after. Less
And
than,
was it 99 people? Was it like a free invitation, or was it like an event or something like
they
that?
were paying like $200 to
Right.
participate. Yeah. So, and that's fine with almost 100 participants. Um, I know for sure that people will come no matter when we launch and how fast. The right people will always come, and that's why I launch fast. And I do know that a quantum leap, you need to take action immediately. Don't think about
Mm.
And okay, so we started, and I was like, okay, I can figure out that if I want to make 1 million in 10 days, um, I need to make at least so much money every single day if we divide it into 10, right? But that's not
Mm-hmm.
quantum leap, that's thinking linear. But we started with that just to have some feeling with the numbers. So every single day for the first 3 days, we reached our goal. And then I reminded myself that's not a quantum leap. It's not fun anymore. But the first day I came up with my offer, a high ticket program, priced at $75,000. And that was a stretch for me because my clients were used to paying only 10,000 for my high ticket.
Mm.
Like, are there even anybody in this group who want to and are able to pay for this program? But there was, because when we understand how to stretch ourselves, how to embody all the feelings of being scared and
Mm.
seeing our limits and so on, when we can hold that energy, that vibration in front of people, so can they. So people made money during this course because at the same time I was teaching them how to do the quantum leap while I was
Mm-hmm.
every single day. So that was crazy. It was stretchy. It was,
Mm.
yeah, it was fun and it was crazy.
Wow, and so exciting. Like, oh
Mm.
my gosh.
Yeah,
So obviously you attracted or you magnetized the women who were right to be part of your quantum leap, really. So they
yeah.
could create their own.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And my business programs, they are about quantum leaping. But this
Mm-hmm.
was the challenge for me, and I wanted to show them how I work behind the scenes, right? Yeah. So
So
they
now,
got to see my process, my tears, my everything, my fear. I shared everything.
yeah, and I think that's what people really want. They want to know because it is. I always describe, quantum leaps and growth like it's a bit like a swamp.
Yeah,
But you may have a beautiful couture gown on because you've really invested in being there and you look fabulous there. But actually, it can feel like like walking through a swamp. But and
exactly.
having somebody on the bank like cheering you on, saying that you can do this. And this
Yes,
is, I mean, this people really need to see success like literally happening before their eyes so that they can truly believe that it's possible for themselves. Like that's
yes,
why real regular people need to speak more because people need to see themselves in that person. And that's why I always say I don't think that in today's world that we want to see speakers and presenters that are ex supermodels and ex superheroes and things like that. They really need to see real regular people doing extraordinary things. So it makes
exactly.
them feel that they have the same skills and abilities. They may not have the knowledge yet, but knowledge is easy to attain.
It is, yeah, it is. It's about, people call it courage. And then I tell people I don't operate with courage. I only operate with decisions and taking
Mm.
action. Action heals everything.
Mm.
Not forced action, inspired action from within. And
Mm.
you buy into a container like a group coaching program, you are within that energy. The energy will like come into your body, into your cells, because that's how energy is. We get affected. That's why it's so easy who you surround you. It's so important who you surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you mean that as much in the physical world, like in live, as virtual as well, like the groups that people are a part of,
Yes.
yeah, the events that they're attending virtually. It's not just in your physical home
No,
space. Yeah.
because energy doesn't care about space. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the energy is there. That's why we can sit here also and
Mm-hmm.
broadcast, even though we're not in the same physical space. So it doesn't matter. And I really understood that when I was educated as a clairvoyant,
Mm-hmm.
because I only do readings online and most of the time without even seeing people, just listening to their voice and their question. I can just see it. So it doesn't matter where they live because energy is just here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit healing.
So you, how long have you been coaching? Like how long, or was that your first time doing like a premium value offer for people? Or I know you said 10K, but how long have you been coaching?
8 years. 8 years.
8 years. And is
Yes,
your clairvoyance work part of
yes,
your coaching?
it is. So my niche, if you can call it that, it's that I'm
Mm.
a clairvoyant business coach. I'm educated in both worlds. I'm educated clairvoyant healer and numerologist, and then I'm educated in leadership, NLP, business strategy, marketing, all the traditional.
Mm. And
And
I'm
both
curious to know, what year are you in your numerological cycle?
my my no, I don't know about that. Can you hear
All right,
me?
okay. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. No, I can hear you.
I'm born in 78, so I mostly work with my, people's birthday because it
Right.
tells about life purpose, and that's my. I want things to be really, really simple.
Hmm.
But it's not. I'm not working with clairvoyance. I'm not working with normality. I'm just using it as a tool when it makes sense. But I'm working
Right.
with my clairvoyant skills because I use them when we do Q&A calls. It's so fast because I can see things, but I can also coach. So I don't
Yeah.
always. But that's why people come to me because of the combination of the two worlds.
Amazing. Amazing. And so and obviously that helps you help them create a quantum leap, even
Yes.
more quantum, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like quantum on steroids, to be honest, Madeline.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't always need to be so extreme. We don't have to. It's a choice, right?
Hmm.
But I'm like, why waste your time when we can make a bigger quantum leap? Because it doesn't require more, but it does require that you are willing to stretch yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to be able to hold ourselves, which means our lowest emotions, right? Our fear, and everybody else in our group. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the opposite of success, right? That's everything that we don't want. We need to be able to hold that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what stretches. That's where the expansion lies.
Mm. So what I'm hearing you say is, when you make the decision, you then become the person who can make the decision real. And because you've become the person, the path of how to make that happen then becomes clearer.
Exactly. But it won't become clear to you unless, I mean, before you've made the decision, like 100% decision, like really going all in on this. I want this to happen. So the universe always listens, right? So we get the right ideas, answers, and then we just go because the answers, they are already there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
whatever we want.
And that, I guess, that also comes back to the fact that knowing what we want can actually be one of the hardest things for a human being, when in actual fact that's probably the biggest thing that's getting in their way. Because I find this with entrepreneurs who want to make like multiple six figures, 500,000 or whatever. I'm like, well, what would you do with the money? They're like,
Yeah.
and they don't know.
No,
So,
no.
because it's never the money, it's always what the money can bring, or the lifestyle, or the legacy, the generational change, like all of that, but not knowing that first piece. So, the first step in this is actually really quite, I mean, it all sounds quite simple, complicated because of who we are and who we're allowing ourselves to be.
Yeah.
But really, it's quite simple, which I think can annoy a lot of people who are struggling in their business,
Yeah.
because, yeah, they're tied to the struggle, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm struggling too sometimes because we can't see the trees for the forest, right?
Yeah.
Or the way around. But I mean, there's always a next level. And
Mhm.
we tend to hang on to our current level, our current self, and our self image. When we let go of our current self image and we feel into what is it that I want to create in my life, what kind of life do I actually want, what feeling is that created from? Because the key is really the feeling.
Mhm.
The stronger the emotion is, and it's really, really strong when you are obsessed, the stronger the emotion is, it will manifest
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
stay with that emotion. If not, it won't.
Mhm.
So
And
it's
mhm.
I used to tell people like, so let's use my phone here. So when a person from karate, for example, is that the name in karate? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they need to cut this block, right? This wooden block here with their bare hands. So why is that even possible? Because they focus on the end result over here, back here. And it is that it's already broken into two pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's their obsession. It's already happened. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
same, exact same thing to do. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing. So that means don't give energy to your current human conditions, your
Yeah.
reality. Don't focus on that because what we give our energy to is going to grow. We know that.
Amazing.
It
Amazing.
is difficult to remember, right? But that's the work. So
Mm-hmm.
it's discipline in our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to take a lifetime.
No, it doesn't. But for me, it's natural because I used to travel the world with the national team, and I'm really disciplined by nature. Also,
What
no, yeah.
national team was that with karate?
No, it was with gymnastics. But
Oh wow! So
yeah,
you're super bendy as well.
yeah. So I have this elite mindset and this discipline naturally. So it's effortless for me to do it. And yeah, I'm afraid too. I'm really scared when I'm doing my quantum leaps, but it's a decision. Do I want to stay stuck or do I want to move, even though that the fear is still there? And I know what I always use. I mean, that's obvious. Yeah, because I just want to live life and it's life is about experiences and what kind of experiences do I want to have? I want to
Mm-hmm.
grow to the person that I really want to be. So that's my intention every single day. It's not creating stress in my life. It's just, because the balance is really between being in the now and still connecting to your future
Mm-hmm.
and not thinking about your past.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Just
that's a
let it
very
all go.
exactly, and that's what people struggle with the most. They're thinking about,
Mhm.
yeah, but I didn't manage to create none of this before, so how is that even possible now? Don't even think about it. I
Mhm.
say to people, imagine that your life from now on and yesterday and back and so on, it's your past lives. It's not even relevant now. What's only relevant is that you're here now. We are here now. What do you
Mhm.
want to create from now on?
Mhm.
Everything is possible. What do you really want? And then people get triggered because they don't know what they want. Okay, that's the first thing. You need to know what you want and what
Yeah.
excites you. What excites you because it's never about the money. And it's more difficult if you don't have any money. And I started my business like that. No money, no nothing. I started my business in less than 30 days. So I started
Mhm.
with a huge quantum leap. So that's
Mhm.
what I've become really, really good at naturally because life has taught me so.
Amazing. Wow. Well, what a journey that you've been on, even in the last like 4 weeks, it sounds like. That's what I often say. My friends sometimes ask me, like, how are you getting on your business? And like, I haven't seen them for a week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels like 6 months because so much happens. It's like every day, it's like clearing the
Exactly.
layers off.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Amazing. Madeline, thank you so much for your generous share and your inspiration and just for who you are and your energy and just your willingness to share that with people and help them realize that it's one decision away.
It is, yeah. I
But
would love if more people just understood what we are really made of.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How can people follow you?
Yeah.
Maybe stalk you now?
They can find me on Instagram. It's just Madelin Dior.
Madeline
And
Dior on Instagram.
yes. And that's my new profile, my new international profile, because I used to run my business only in Denmark on Facebook. But that's not relevant for international people.
Right.
Yeah. So there are a
Right.
few videos there and some sessions there where I guide people with my clairvoyant answers. They should watch them also.
Oh, cool. So that
Yeah.
sounds like a juicy platform and a juicy page to join, guys. So follow Madeline Dior, be inspired. Think to yourself from today, what do I want? What can I let go of today that's going to help me take a quantum leap? And if you're watching the replay or if something magical happens, if you take the action we're talking about, please come back and tell us. I'm sure me and Madeline would love to hear. And thank you for joining us, Madeline. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what happens next. I think there's probably a 10 million, 100 million post coming out on Facebook or Instagram in the next, well, I'm not going to say a number because it could happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And yeah, keep up the amazing work that you're doing with women. Like this is really changing everything forever for people. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Maura. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Watch the replay, guys, if you're just tuning in now. This was so good. Have a great weekend. Bye.